everybody, Excited Utterance here. My name is Hella. Good to see you, everyone. Well, we have an interesting topic today and a very interesting guest. And I'm not talking about my little kitty cat. Hello, I know you came here to see her too. Hello, welcome, Suni. And yes, people in chat who are members, there is a Suni emoji there too. If you're not a member, consider becoming a member just so you can use the Suni emoji. Meow. Hello. Hello. Yes, I am so cute and annoying. Hey, JMK. More like hella late. I'm not that late. I'm like a minute late, guys. Okay, Maddie B, thank you for being here. I know that you ditched Sean just to come over here and ask me about the neighbours who eat cats. The neighbours don't eat cats, but there is a cat still missing, yes. And that's not really what the stream's about, but I would like to thank you for coming over here just to see me to talk about that. Do the neighbours eat cats? Is that why we're not letting you out? And Sarah too? Yeah. I have my suspicions about the neighbours. We have some very strange neighbours. Anyway, hey, Josie. Hey, Mathka. Hello, Lolvis. I still say Sarah Boone has classic manic depressives. Okay, sure, Lolvis, sure. And hey, Ronnie. Now, our guest today is the author of the new book, Because Enough is Enough, by Myra, who is formerly known as the Egg Juror, by Crime and Cask. So Crime and Cask is here with me today, and the book is actually called Juror785, Because Enough is Enough, and it's available there. You can get it on Amazon. It shot to the top 10 in the Amazon bestseller list within a day of being released on Amazon. You can also get an autographed copy of Crime and Cask's new book right there on that link. So thank you, Murdaugh, for those two links. He's also the author of Defending Alex Murdaugh, Not Guilty by Reasonable Doubt, and you can get that on his Amazon page as well. I am going to welcome him here in just a moment, but before we do, hello, Diane. I'd just like to give you a tiny little bit of background as to what this stream is about. Now, I want to talk about his book, but we're going to do another stream on that. We're going to do a stream and have him and also Juror785, Myra, on probably later in the week. I want to talk about that book and give it a little bit more airtime than today, because today is a bit of an uglier topic. Today is about the fact that my friend Crime and Cask has actually been targeted for speaking out, for writing these books, for trying to contribute to justice. And he's not the first person to have to deal with this. Unfortunately, there are some people who are so tied to the guilty verdict in the Alex Murdaugh double homicide case that anyone who tries to question whether there was any impropriety in the verdict, so if there was, as has been put forward, any jury interference, i.e. perhaps by Becky Hill, the clerk of court, and there's lots of evidence of this now, of Becky Hill talking to the jurors and saying things like, watch his body language, don't believe him, perhaps that they should look at the defendant in some way and question whether or not he's telling the truth. Now, if you don't know about court rules, the clerk of court can't have any input into the jury's deliberations. The clerk of court is there just to facilitate the logistics of the jury coming to and from the court each day, their food, their travel, that sort of thing. Now, Crime and Cask has actually been involved with one of the jurors, and this is the dismissed juror, Myra, and Myra has been known as the Egg Juror. The reason for this is obviously jurors' names are kept away from the public. So Myra has only just revealed her name. Up until now, she's been known as the egg juror, reason being when she was dismissed prior to the jury being taken away for deliberation, the Judge Newman, asked her if there was anything that she would like to retrieve from the jury room, and she said, yes, my purse and a dozen eggs. A bit of an odd thing, but it's something that she's been remembered for ever since. Now, Cask, he managed to contact her, and I'm not sure how, he can tell us how, and wrote this book with her about what happened. Why was she dismissed? And was there anything about that was a little untoward, perhaps? And why? What was it that made her question whether or not Alex was actually innocent? What would her vote in the jury room had been? And people don't like this. People don't like this at all. So I'm going to bring him in now. Let's go. Microphone crackling. Let me see. Okay. How about that? Is that a bit better? Is that a bit better? Let me try and see. I can't stay. It's driving you crazy. Oh no. Is that better, guys? Is my microphone crackling any less? Not crackling, now good. It's better? Ah, good. I just turned off echo cancellation. It's very strange. Sometimes echo cancellation is a good thing. Sometimes not. Sometimes not. Too low now? Let me just try something else. Is that better? I'll just get a lot closer to it. Okay, sweet. All right. Sorry to keep you waiting, Cask. Let's go. Bring you in. Hello. How are you?
There we are. Good. How are you doing?
Good. And thank you for the feedback there, chat. Much appreciated. Okay. Volume is low to almost silent. Oh no. Let me fix
There we go. How am I coming on? Good.
Hello. Oh, I know what's going on. Sorry. You're good, but there's something wrong with my mic now. Just a sec.
Probably the same issue I had to plug.
Guys, testing. Tell me how I'm going.
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Yeah, I don't think chat's enjoying my Hello. Better? Is this any better, guys?
Yeah.
You can hear me? How is that going? Still a bit low? How about that? Good now? Okay. Interesting. Now I changed it to stereo audio. I do not know. It was on all the same settings I usually have it on. And for today, it decided to be weird. Okay, good now. Okay, sounds good to you? All right, there we go. Okay, Cask, welcome. Unfortunately, it's not a happy day. It's not a happy day. It's not one of those days where we're going to... Well, first, I will congratulate you for a best-selling book.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
And can we see it?
Yeah. By the way, I want to thank you for such a beautiful cover that she did. Everybody, she did this for us months ago. I sent you mine. Of course, you are a professional, expert graphic artist. I am not. And so thank you very much for designing this. We certainly appreciate it. I love the cover. Myra loves the cover. It is fantastic. This is the new book. It just came out, I think, 2 days ago. But aside from that, I see the little cat hair on your microphone. I have to laugh. My I have 2 cats of my own, actually 3, if you include the one my daughter has. And I come home one day, and my daughter's still here before she went to college. And she brought home, she's like, "What are you doing tonight?" And I was like, "Well, I was going to do this, but probably now I'm going to stay home." Are you going to be home, or where are you going to be? And I was like, "What is going on?" She's like, "Okay, I might as well tell you. My friend so-and-so, somebody dropped off 4 baby kittens at her work, and she can't do anything with them, so I have them now." I'm like, "Oh my God." So I have 4 baby kittens, all 4 of which we had to bottle feed, by the way. Bottle feed. Man, if you've ever done that, it's not easy. And you're doing it with these little kittens who can barely see. And, they had problems, and eye problems, and respiratory problems. I mean, but they are coming along. One actually found a home. My daughter, her boyfriend lives in Philly. He just graduated from college and moved back. So she took one back to a friend of ours who wanted one. So we're slowly getting rid of these kitties. So anybody wants a kitty, let me know. I have 3 left. Actually, I have 2 left. They're beautiful little kitties. So we like cats, but I can't handle all these cats. Oh, I can hear it purring.
You can hear the purring?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Listen. How good's that?
Your microphone's working well.
Well, now I just changed another setting, guys. Is that any better?
It's really good.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so yes, I did do the illustration, the cover artwork. I'm not going to show everybody what your cover looks like beforehand. Maybe on the next stream, on the one that we do with Myra, that might be fun.
It wasn't good.
No, kind of
wasn't. Fall on the Sword wasn't good. She came in, Helen came in, saved the day.
But what am I still? First defense now saves kittens.
But it's so good, right? And it's got our little boy up here, Mr. Murdaugh. It's so good that it has created, not your artwork, but this particular book, which kills me. Just words in a book have created a hellfire storm for people who hate, when we get to the, who hate this guy, who hate him with all their passion, being, blood, down to their last bone, their last breath. They will never concede they hate this man, hate him. And when I say hate, and that's a strong word, these people hate him. What happens is with that hate is that if you're associated with him in any way, like writing a book that says defending Alex Murdaugh, well, holy hell, rain fire's coming down on you, my friend, because they may not hate me personally, maybe some do, but they don't hate me personally, but they certainly hate what I stand for. And but listen, I'm going to set the record straight for the 1,000th time, for once and for all. I am not an Alex Murdaugh fan. I've never met Alex Murdaugh. I never met his family. I don't know him. I met his attorneys for about 5 seconds to take a selfie with. I've never had a sit-down conversation with any of them. I don't like the type of person that Alex Murdaugh is. He's one of his relatives who says that he has diabetes, because he lies so much. He has diabetes. Yeah. And of course he stole money, and he stole money from friends and people who were in need of this money. He's an awful, awful person. I do not like Alex Murdaugh as a person. Okay. Yep. Aside from all that, no matter if you are Satan himself living in a human body on this planet and he gets arrested for whatever, that person, as evil as they may be, is entitled in this country. It's not if I like you or not. It's not is it going to cost this much money or not? Every United States citizen, and even if you're not a U.S. citizen, is entitled to their Sixth Amendment rights guaranteed by our Constitution, and that is the right to a fair trial. And in Myra, who wrote this book, and I helped her write it as the ghostwriter, but Myra wrote this book because enough is enough, and I think that cover, the title says it all. Yeah. She's had it. She's had it with the bullshit of people calling her names, coming after her, lying about her. When I say lying, I mean lying about her.
Can we talk about that just for a moment? Because
Yeah.
we were going to talk
It's awful.
more today about what's happened to you, but what's
Sure.
happened to Myra? Because she was just doing her civic duty. She went and sat on that panel on the jury for 6 weeks of her life. She was then dismissed, and I can't imagine what she's been through, being known as the egg lady all this time, having to go back to the evidentiary hearing as well, and be questioned by Justice Toll. I can't imagine now, having come out and decided to speak, people
It's been truly hard on her. Yeah.
People are saying that she's like drifting and all this kind of thing. I'm sure that's just the surface. You tell me, what's happened with Myra?
Drifting? I don't even know what that is. No, it's been hard on her. She's a human being with feelings who got a letter in the mail from the Colleton County Clerk of Court, signed by Judge Newman. Come in and do your civic duty. And she's like, okay. If you read the book and you look at the letter that she puts in the book, it doesn't even say what the trial is about. She just went blindly and later found out it was an Alex Murdaugh trial. She didn't know Alec either. But she did her civic duty, and then she's very confused of why people are coming after her. Like, why? Judge Newman set out that each person on that jury is to make up their mind based off of the evidence presented to them, evidence being physical evidence and witness testimony. And that's what she did. And because of that, she's being vilified by fucking idiots out there who don't know the difference between night and day if you spotted them night, because they hate Alex Murdaugh so much. And I just think it's ridiculous and it's stupid, especially for people who call themselves journalists, which is a loose term to use for that, because journalists are supposed to come in with what? Unbiased opinions. And you may say, well, I have a biased opinion. No, I don't have a biased opinion. If you can show me evidence where Alex Murdaugh is guilty, I'm all for it. I will retract everything I said in that book. But I followed the evidence. And just because I came to a different conclusion than you doesn't need to mean you need to come after me and start lying about me and laughing about me and talking about my kids and all this other bullshit that you're doing because I have a different opinion than you. Go fuck yourself. That's what I want to say to him. Because, the good old boy network that these people hate, the Alex Murdaugh of the world, the Dick Harpootlians, the Jim Griffins, who think they get away with everything. Well, guess what? You're exactly the same as they are. Except now you're not the good old boy network, you're the good old girl network who goes out and attacks, trolls, doxes, goes after people, and then goes on behind a microphone and talks like this and just says how bad Alex Murdaugh is, and we're just being vilified, and oh my God, people are staring at me, I feel bad. And everyone, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. You people are awful. You're doing you guys are Alex Murdaugh, and you don't even know it. That's how bad it is. You're coming after poor people like Myra Crosby and me, who just happens to have an opinion to help this woman write a book, who, by the way, she came to me. I know I'm getting all excited, but she came to me.
She came to you. That's an important point. She came to you.
She came to me, and I remember where I was sitting in a restaurant. I was having a meal with a friend of mine, and my Facebook Messenger popped up, and I was like, I didn't get too many Facebook Messenger posts, and I was like, looking at him, he's looking at me, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I just got a text from Murdaugh, Juror. He's like, what do they want? I'm like, they want to talk to me about writing a book. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, wow, that just blew my mind. And so we started having some conversations, and I asked her, I said, you've got a pretty good story here to tell. Well, I mean, of all the writers in the world, why me? I mean, and I asked that question because, listen, in my first book, I make no bones about it. I'm not a writer. I was a business major. I'm not a writer. I happen to write a book, so I guess now I'm a writer. But I wasn't formally trained in journalism and communications, but business administration. So I asked her that, and her answer was, because my husband read your book, I started to read your book, I followed your TikToks, I followed you on X, and you have an open mind as to Alex Murdaugh, as to the trial. She's like, if I told you damning evidence today about Alex Murdaugh, you would go and follow that evidence. You would see if it worked out for you. And if it did, you would say, listen, the guy's guilty. I said, absolutely, I would. Show me that evidence and I will. But I personally have not seen it. And, people are going to laugh at me and they always say, oh, you're no crime scene reconstructionist. No, I'm not. But I'm a human being with a brain, and a pretty good one that can use it. And so that's why she came to me, because I have an open mind. She could have came to a lot of you people who are involved in this, but your mind is closed. It's closed, and it's one way, and it's a steel door, and it's a trap door shut, and it's never going to open. And that is going to keep you on the other side of that door for the rest of your life until you're able to open that door and look at both sides. Same thing in politics. There are things that I like about Donald Trump and his policies. And there are things that I like about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and her policies. And you got to find a way to get along in this world, people, because there is one side and there's the other.
Stuck with their ideas, and it's once people have, especially when they go on the record with their ideas, and that's it. It's hard to get them to shift, because then they kind of feel silly because they've said this idea so many times. They've gone, oh, he's guilty, he's guilty, he's guilty, and then it's hard for them to waver and then go back.
Well, listen, I wrote a book called Defending Alex Murdaugh, Not Guilty by Reasonable Doubt. Show me the evidence that says he's guilty, and I'll write another one that says I was wrong.
And that's the thing. There are some people who can go back on what they've said, but most people can't. Most people can't. It's very difficult. Now, a lot of this, Alex Murdaugh was on video at the crime scene 4 minutes before the murder. See, the problem with that is 4 minutes before the murder, as per the timeline of the prosecutor.
5 to 6 minutes, by the way. 4.
Yeah. As per the timeline of the prosecutor. See, this is the problem. That's what we think when we think that the murder occurred, but we don't know. So.
Right.
This is what happens.
That's based off of their telephones not being used.
It's based off their telephones not being used, yes. And I just want to have acknowledge Myra here. Myra has been following this very closely. She's a local. And I don't know how many of your messages here I have missed. Myra, I did bring one of them up. Oh yes, before she said, I'm here and noting that Jim Cask has lost a lot of weight, but his left cheek is still swollen. I hope he's doing well. I also watched his 97.7 FM show today. Where is Jim Cask from originally? And then also continued, I also analysed Richard Alexander Murdaugh's, she likes to use acronyms, RAM, so-called financial crimes. In truth, all RAM did was exaggerate cases and kept the difference for himself. Without RAM, said clients, and to be continued. God's so willing. She always says, God's so willing. Where are you from originally?
Yeah, I'm originally from the Midwest of the United States, in the heartland. But I've moved around a lot with jobs. I've lived in Colorado, I've lived in Chicago, I've lived in Milwaukee, I've lived in Omaha, Nebraska. That was always fun. So Kansas City, Missouri. I lived in a lot of places, but I'm originally from the Midwest. And Marie, is that how you pronounce it? Marie?
I call her Myra, I'm not sure.
Myra, okay.
She's been around for a long time, and she is a wealth of knowledge on this case and many others in the area.
She is correct. I have lost a lot of weight. I lost, to date, I've lost 40 pounds in the last 8 months. For those of you who may or may not know, I had cancer. It was a cancer called adenoid cystic carcinoma, which basically was up in my left maxillary sinus. And they cut me from my eye down to my nose, down to my lip, and removed a tumor about 4 centimeters, I think it was, around. I've had chemo, I've had radiation. I almost died in the hospital. But I'm here, and I'm healing every single day, slowly but surely. As the doctors love to tell me, just give it time. That's their mantra, just give it time. And so I have that. Things like my voice have been affected, but I lost 40 pounds. It's hard to eat and keep nutrition up, and I didn't eat food for a couple of months. I had liquid diet when I was on radiation. But aside from all that, during all that, I helped her write this book. And
that's
now,
the other thing. I just want to state that these trolls, they had a real go at you about the fact that you turned up to that evidentiary hearing on January 27, right? So
yeah.
And
now,
they did.
What they don't know is it took every bit of energy that I had. I was exhausted just walking up the stairs there and getting in there. I tell people that tell me, like, oh, you look good. You look good. I'm like, well, maybe the outside looks good, and I do appreciate the kind words, but it's the inside that's still struggling. It's gaining your strength back when you've lost 40 pounds. It's gaining your stamina back.
I remember.
Yeah, it's gaining everything back.
I spoke to you leading up to it. I was like, do you think you're going to be able to make it there? And you said, look, I know you wanted to be there so bad. It was like the one thing, because you have been, your face, if Myra said that you still have a bit of swelling there, your face was up like a balloon around Christmas time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Almost twice this. So, I was driven there, help walked up. I think we took an elevator. I don't even remember. Unfortunately, that's another side effect of this is when I had the radiation, they shot it towards the back of my brainstem, which is where this was really kind of growing and where there was leftover cells, I guess. And now I've got short-term kind of memory loss stuff. I use it to my advantage with my wife, though. If I didn't hear something, I'm like, oh, cancer brain. Sorry.
Did you tell me to put the washing out? Oh, sorry. I don't remember that.
But I did go to the evidentiary hearing, but, listen, I got to live life. I got to get out. I got to, go out on walks to get this strength back. It takes time. It literally takes time. I still have months to go. This part is titanium because they took out my cheekbone. I'm missing about 4 teeth back here. I'm missing the bone that goes into them. So I still have, teeth surgery I've got to deal with. I've got a hole in the roof of my mouth because they replaced my hard palate with part of the skin from my leg. This is all built up because part of that is the leg muscle that was put in because of all the void of everything they took out. Like, listen, I'm affected for this the rest of my life, and I know I'm not the only person to have cancer. I get it. But everybody struggles with something. This is my struggle.
Ronnie asked for Crime and Cask, have any of Alex's family ever spoke to you?
No, nobody. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've had a cousin and a niece and some people on TikTok, but nobody, no direct family. No.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to what we came to talk about. So, I just want to bring something up on screen.
Oh, but hold on before you do that. Yes. It's another great point. I was talking with. Whoops, I lost you there. Hold on.
Yeah.
Whoop, there we go. I was talking with Brandy Churchwell. I think that's her name.
Churchwell? Yep.
Danny Churchwell. And she had a troll coming after her. And she mentioned something about another person, Murdaugh Pro kind of thing, that people were literally stalking me and my page to try to prove that I was faking cancer. And I was like, you've got to be shitting me. And she's like, unfortunately, I'm not. I'm like, well, that just shows you what type of these people are. But if anybody thinks I was, I am more than happy to share with you the close to probably over now $1 million bill. And you can go ahead and pay any of that you'd like for me. I would appreciate it. But believe me, it's not good. But that's the type of people we're dealing with that try to see if you're faking something.
Brandy has had some serious trolling going on over the last couple of months. She has been covering the Reed case, and as you probably know, anyone who so much as mentions being on either side of the Reed case and has any sort of following whatsoever is likely to attract trolls, and she has. They've dug up everything from her past. They've called her a drug addict. They've called her all sorts of things. She has some charges from her 20s, I think. And yeah, they've gone and dragged all that kind of stuff up.
But what's the point of all this? I feel free, we're going to get into this, but I don't understand the point. The only thing I can think of is to, discredit me and discredit this book, right? Mm-hmm. But what they're doing is just giving it more publicity. I mean, it went to number 8 in 24 hours, less than 24 hours on Amazon. But I understand why. I mean, does this person release the what do you call not the pheromones, but does it release something in their brain that just stimulates them and just they get off on seeing other people in pain? What is that called? Can't think of it.
Sadism.
Yeah, is that what these type of people are? They get off on other people's pain. Yeah. Because everybody has their crosses to bear. I don't care who you are. I mean, look at Kamala Harris. I mean, they're just going after her. Donald Trump, same way. I'm sure they're making up stuff about him.
Well, I mean, when you're a politician, you kind of expect that, I suppose.
Yeah.
So Fiery Red also is suffering at the moment. And just shout out to you, Fiery Red. Fuck cancer as another fighting it. Keep fighting, Cask.
Yeah, thank you.
Our heart goes out to you, Fiery Red. Okay, so just with Brandy, the people going after Brandy were going after her because she supported Karen Reed. She's definitely was guilty all the way with Murdaugh. Someone was asking, it was Ronnie. Yeah, she was.
And you know what? That's okay. Everybody who says they're guilty with Murdaugh is guilty. Yeah. I'm fine with that. Have that opinion. Yeah. Let's have a normal conversation, and we may just agree to disagree and then move on with our lives.
Absolutely. People should be allowed to agree to disagree. And this is my chat rules, for example. People can disagree. Just don't attack people personally. That's cool, right? And this is the problem. People are attacking you personally, Cask, and that's not all right. People are attacking Myra personally. That's not all right.
No, somebody the other day told her she should go commit suicide.
For God's sake.
Yeah.
Really? That's not okay.
That's just at all.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to just have a read of the thing that you put onto your website.
So there was a video going around to me, but they were breaking copyright laws. And the information they're getting for this video is from an idiot on Twitter who's called JJ Sosa or JJ Sosa Cat. JJ Sosa Cat used to be a man who was an uncle to some employee, he says, that was of mine, never told me the person's name. Now JJ Sosa Cat is an aunt of somebody who apparently I coached volleyball for. And JJ Sosa Cat is the same type of person who sends me messages like this that says, you're a disgusting piece of shit, you're a fraud, you're a demon, you're a cringy old man. So that tells you it's a young person that's writing this, could be 30 years old, with a fake voice on TikTok trying to be relevant and cool. Newsflash, you aren't. I'm going to ruin your life. Now, Sosa Cat,
okay.
I know who Sosa Cat is. I'm not going to say who Sosa Cat is, but if you're JJ Sosacat on Twitter, feel free to come on Hella's show, show your face, tell us your name. If you're legal to be in this country, show us your driver's license, maybe even your passport. Let's see who you are. Start telling us names of people, because whoever's making this idiot video, that's who they're getting their information from, is from someone who is hiding in the dark web, hiding behind a name, and not even saying who their name is. If you go look at their followers, they have 108 followers, and 100 of them are fake. So this person is irrelevant in life. They are a nasty human being. If they're even in this country, honestly, I don't know. I've had so many extortion emails, and some from this JJ Sosa that who knows.
Really? You've had extortion emails?
Yeah. Send $5,000 in Bitcoin to this address, or I'll see you on the internet. And here's a Bitcoin address. Like, yeah.
Okay. All right. So just this. So JJ Sosa Cat, or JJ Sosa, an individual operating under various anonymous aliases on the social media platform X, following Twitter, has repeatedly changed their identity and narrative to mislead and deceive followers. Sosa Cat has been involved in fraudulent activities attempting to scam and manipulate users. Due to these deceptive practices, I've had to take action by blocking multiple IP addresses associated with this account. Right. I am formally representing that JJ Sosa Cat and or JJ Sosa fake names immediately cease and desist from any further fraudulent activity, misrepresentation, or harassment online. This person will not come out from behind the dark web, only harass, stalk, and blackmail. They are associates of several people online. They all go by fake names. Any information from any of these people should be considered hostile, fake, or lies, and they are likely armed and considered dangerous, in need of mental facilities.
That was just a cherry on top.
Now, there's something else we need to mention here. Cassidy O'Connell on YouTube gets her information from this fraud called JJ Sosa Cat or JJ Sosa. I mean, if you get your info from a fake and a fraud and a blackmailer, who won't you get your info from? Why is Cassidy targeting me for ghostwriting a book? Now, guys, I'm not going to bring up Cassidy's videos. I believe you have made a complaint about the recent video on Cassidy O'Connell's channel. Is that correct, Crime and Cask?
Yeah.
Okay. There were some very disturbing complaints or
highly disturbing
allegations made about you, Crime and Cask, on that channel. I've always had problems with this channel. I believe that it's a faceless channel, and I believe that it's all AI generated, as in the voice is AI generated. And that bothers me. I don't know if this person is real. I don't know who is behind this channel. It gets a good amount of views. It has 9,000 or so subscribers. I think it's connected to someone to do with the prosecution of Alex Murdaugh. I don't know, or maybe some podcaster who is involved in some financial way to do with
because it's all anti-Murdaugh. It's all anti-Murdaugh, and it mirrors
Murdaugh.
Yeah, and it mirrors what's put out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, as soon as basically your book dropped and it became hot property, this Cassidy O'Connell YouTube channel came out with a lot of allegations against you. And
before the book?
No, just as soon as.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, yep. I don't know where they were in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. All of a sudden on September 2nd, I became target number 1. Now, they had all year long this information that they're spewing out there by JJ Sosa Cat. I've been getting emails from this ridiculous person for like 2 years. Has been available. Why all of a sudden now? Well, because I wrote a book that they don't agree with, which I go back to saying that this is the reason you're coming after me. because I wrote words in a book. Apparently words frighten these people. And some people, honestly, who are in this book should be frightened because they did some nasty, nasty things to this woman, in her opinion, in a scheme to have her removed. But these are just words in a book that people apparently are afraid of.
Yeah.
I list the IP address of JJ Sosacat when he was harassing me, or she. I don't even know if it's a he or a she, or maybe they're a transvestite or a transsexual, or I don't know. Them, him, they. Yeah, I don't know who it is. They don't come forward. But these are the two that they sent harassing emails to me through my website, and I was able to capture that and go through the website ISP, and they were able to give me, based off a date and time, they were to give me these addresses. By the way, they were blocked 2 days ago. I have them set up to be blocked, so that they're still trying to hit my website. The words are "go away" on my website when they hit it. So my words to you are "go away." And maybe I'm giving them too much light, but when they come after me and say ridiculous, false, and lying things about me, who have been coaching kids volleyball for years.
Okay, we need to talk about this. So
Sure.
please go back a moment, because of all the things that they have said in their posts, their videos, this is the one that bothers me, and I feel that you need now to be able to speak the truth.
Sure.
They have gone and made out that you are some sort of creepy old man who has been in trouble with schools or something,
right,
and in your role as a volleyball teacher. I'm not even going to repeat any more of it because it sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah.
Would you like to address that, please?
Sure, absolutely. I can tell you for a fact, and feel free to go ahead and try to get any of these schools to say that I was fired. I was never fired from any school that I ever coached at. I resigned, left for another job. For whatever reason, I left. Okay? So I've never been fired from any school. I've coached club volleyball where every single year I am, by 3 different governing bodies, I am required to be background checked individually by each governing body. And I would say for the last, 10 years, I have had, including one that just came through probably about 2 weeks ago, every single year I have had a clean copy. They are not going to let anybody close to any child that has any sort of tainted background whatsoever, anything in law enforcement. Yeah, anything in law enforcement, anything. I have never, ever in my life ever had anything that had anything remotely close to what they're talking about. I have 2 children that I've coached in volleyball in my teams. I have had countless children stay at my house with sleepovers. I have coached hundreds of kids and never had an issue. I still have parents to this day I'm friends with on Facebook. I follow their kids who play in college because I coached them to get into college. It's ridiculous. So I'm background checked every single year. I pass these background checks every single year. And in fact, I will tell you another story about Mr. JJ Sosacat or Mrs. JJ Sosacat or whoever JJ Sosacat is, because they won't come out. Last year, during my cancer treatments, I was fortunate enough to be able, I think it was right before I started radiation, I was fortunate enough to be able to go and help out during a tournament somewhere, I think it was in Myrtle Beach. This person goes and is stalking me, follows me, and gets a video of me coaching, okay? Gets a video of me coaching, and it goes on to the internet as, why is this guy coaching? I'm like, why is not this guy coaching? But I was able to coach for a weekend. My point is, he's just constantly coming at me. And, listen, all I've done is good for that sport, good for the community. I've gone to state championships with multiple teams. I have great relationships with the kids as they go on to play in college with their parents. my kids have played it. I've taught them. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So then, see, it's that short-term memory. So then this Socicat sends an email to one of the governing bodies spewing this misinformation and lies and fake news that they're out spewing about me about this. And so I get an email from them, and they're like, listen, we got an email. And this is from the organization itself, like the head organization. We have to investigate this. I'm like, absolutely. Feel free to investigate anything you want, anything you need from me. You need me to provide anybody, any paperwork, anything you need. Go ahead. Well, they did their investigation, and they came back with nothing. And then they said, I think it was I don't quite pronounce this, admonish. They sent an admonishment email back to this person. I don't even know if it was received. Possibly it was. But they told them basically, don't send us this bullshit anymore because all you're doing is trying to disparage this person. Nothing you sent us checked out. Absolutely. Wow. 0 + 0 = 0. And these are governing bodies that take this very seriously. I mean, even myself, I just got done. We train for hours on not only sexual exploitation, but harassment, bullying, all these type of things that we have to be up on, know about, be cognizant of. I'm a mandatory reporter. Like, and not only that, I have always, just for the fact of, because I'm a man, always have had an assistant coach. 99% of the time, it's always a woman. And you're surrounded by players from other teams and other coaches. Like, there's just absolutely, it's ridiculous for them to come out there and even say anything like that.
It must be so difficult being a man and putting yourself in the position of coaching any kind of sport with minors. I would say that you put yourself in a situation where anything can be said about you, and you open yourself up to criticism. I really respect anyone who, in your situation, who gives of their time to do this sort of thing for the love
and this is really like a volunteer thing,
and then to have like someone make false accusations, it's just
completely
devastating.
False. And the only reason they're doing it is to get you fired and away from that job. That's the only reason they're doing it. It's mean. It's spiteful. It is the lowest of the low. Go into your pocket and pull out the little lint that's in there, and they're the little lint inside the lid. That's how low of a person this is that will go and do that. Like, I started playing beach volleyball about 20 years ago, and I did it because I traveled a lot, and I would come home on the weekends, and my wife, I couldn't go golfing. I've been gone all week long. I had little babies. Take them down to the pool. So I would take them to the pool, the neighborhood pool, and there's the beach volleyball court right next door. So I was like, well, the kids are with their friends, another person's watching them. I can see them right there. I'll go play beach volleyball. So I started playing beach volleyball, and the kids watched us growing up. And all of a sudden, they wanted to play volleyball. And so I was good at it. I'm a good teacher at it, and I taught them. And I taught them to love that sport. They still love it. And they started playing at the age of probably 13. And my one daughter plays in the sorority at her university, and they play beach volleyball and recreation. I mean, it's a fun sport. It's such a great sport. And it is such a, it builds up confidence, especially in young girls who need that confidence. And, I had 2 girls of my own, and they are some of the strongest women there are out there now. And I believe a lot of that has to do with the sport that they played and being involved in that team sport and having a love for it. So, and I think people know that, and they know I love it. And then, so let's just try to break this guy in half.
People who actually know you. That's the thing. Like, people who actually know you, not people who are just invested in ruining you. Not know you as a person, just invested in ruining you. That's it. Right?
Ruining me with anonymous emails and false accusations. And, it's how do you put the genie back in that bottle?
Exactly. You can't. That's the problem. And
And they know
false
that.
accusations I have a real problem with. I just want
And
to
they
address
know.
something in
Yeah.
chat. Sorry. I have an issue actually, Lovis, with this. Two things. This one here, toxically invested. He's selling a book. I have a big problem with this. Right. So, and it's not just yourself. There are a lot of people who are very critical of people selling a book, right? People who are profiting from this. I'll tell you something. Everyone's been profiting from the Murdaugh trial, from the Murdaugh case for years, including
Don't name anything.
People who hate Murdaugh, including the people who are targeting this man right here, have been profiting from this for years, right? And the news media, in fact, they profit from the Murdaugh case and have been for years. Netflix has been profiting from it. Court TV has been profiting from it. The various podcasters have been profiting from it. Now, this juror who was dismissed from the case and has decided now that her story that people want to hear, she's going to put it in book form, sat down and spent months of her life crafting a book. Why does she not deserve to have her time compensated for? That's my take on the matter. Why not? Why not? Everyone else is making money off this thing.
Right.
Why not?
So
And the
go
other
to
thing
work.
I have to say, sorry, just 1 second. The other thing I have to say is you said that this case is long over and no longer part of the public consciousness. No, you're incorrect. Because his case has just been picked up by the Supreme Court. So you were talking earlier in chat about the evidentiary hearing and Justice Toll and how his appeal was denied at state court level. No, it's now gone to the federal Supreme Court. Sorry, the state Supreme Court. So it is in the public consciousness right now. It's right back there. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Do go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, she has to get the word out somehow. I mean, is this person suggesting that she buy books for everybody in the United States of America to read her story? I mean, I said, are they suggesting that she give away these books at her cost?
Yeah.
Like, there's a
Yeah,
cost.
or that she just do an interview for free and let somebody else just make however many hundreds of thousands of dollars out of her story.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
that's what will happen.
yeah, Amazon's making money, the post office is making money, UPS is making money delivering them. Like, it's just, it's how this country works.
See, that's different, Mercer. So critical of Becky writing a book because it was terrible. Also because she was actually in office at the time. Right? So she had a job. She was being paid by the state to do a job, and she should have been focusing on doing her job rather than on the state's time,
Yeah.
on the public's time, writing a book about the trial that she was being paid to be clerk of court for. So that was kind of different.
And by the way, if Myra really wanted to make money, if this was all about money, she'd have gone to a major publisher, got her attorney to contact major publishing houses, got herself a big payday up front, but she wouldn't have had the control that she has now to write this book. And it's not, she will tell you, and she's told it to Fox Nation, she's told it to Inside Edition, the New York Post, this is not about money for her. Yeah, she's going to make money off it, but this is not the driving thing. The point for her to get this book out and get her word out is to set the record straight, because enough is enough. And this man deserves a fair trial, and in her opinion, he did receive it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just wanted to go back to Myra for a minute. So, hang on with Myra. I should have been starring her comments. Okay, so that Moore guy, who's Moore? Just a minute. With Myra, she tends to write things in story form. So, continuing the so-called financial
Agent,
crimes.
He was a South Carolina state patrol officer. He was the patrol officer on duty during the Stephen Smith case. He's also had $100,000 stolen from him, from Alex. That's who she's referring to when she says, yeah, State Highway Patrolman Moore.
Okay, so just for anyone listening, Myra says, but continuing at the so-called financial crimes, apparently one of the loudest complainers against Ram, who's Alex, is a state highway patrolman called Moore, for whom Alex got some workers' compensation money. And then the next one from her, she says, continued, that Moore guy looks strong as an ox. Apparently what Alex got for Moore was a fake workers' comp claim, but that is not all. That some more is the incompetent who insisted that Stephen Smith died of a gunshot wound to the head, which shows Moore does not know the basics of his job. Then Moore went to Dr. Eric Presnell, who did Dr. Eric Presnell, who did Stephen Smith's first autopsy and correctly ruled it a motor vehicle versus pedestrian collision. Moore asked Dr. Presnell to change her correct diagnosis, which was later confirmed by second autopsy, into one of which Alex or his sons would have murdered Stephen Smith. Yeah, see, I told you she knows a lot of stuff. Long before Paul and Maggie were killed, that Moore tried to fabricate that Stephen Smith was murdered and that Alex and all his sons did it. Even now, that is twice proven to have been. I'm sure she will say twice proven to have been not the case. See what I'm saying? She knows so much stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're going off onto a tangent with Stephen Smith, but
yeah,
they're loosely related.
I know. Hello, Badger Witness. Okay. All right. So, what I just like to say is, here's the thing. This stuff with the volleyball team is ridiculous. They've also talked about something to do with stolen valor, which I'm going to give you a minute to just refute that. We talked backstage. It's stupid. You never said you were in any way a vet or anything like that, so I didn't even know where that's come from. Do you want to speak just quickly on that one?
Yeah, sure. I challenge anybody to find a government-issued document that shows that I put myself down in any form in any military whatsoever. I think I told you backstage, I like wearing camo shorts in the summertime, but that's as far as the Army or Navy or I don't know what that I'm ever going to get. I had an uncle die in World War II. I didn't know who he was. Obviously, I wasn't born yet. But at the time, I had 4 uncles there. We're a Gold Star family. I respect immensely the service that these service people put in. I can tell you that I thought about going to the Air Force Academy when I was in high school, but that's as far as it goes. I have never in my life said that I was in the military. Go ahead and show me. Besides on an internet page, by the way, on some random website that sells ads that said military veteran or military owned. I don't buy that for a second. Show me on a government document where I've ever put that down. Never will you see that happen. Ever.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. And anybody that knows me knows that the words just don't come out of my mouth. I don't even like short hair. So, I mean.
You don't like short hair?
No. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. Besides my camo shorts, I admit to that. I'm guilty as charged. I wear camo shorts.
Okay. I'll just finish Murray's thing. So even though now it's proven that Buster Murdaugh had nothing to do with Stephen Smith's death, some are spreading filthy false rumors that Paul had killed Stephen Smith with a baseball bat. Oh goodness me! So this is the thing, right? And I'm going to talk about this just for a second. Some of these people are the same people, by the way, that are very invested in Alex Murdaugh being guilty, but also would really, really like the Murdaughs to be connected to the Stephen Smith case. They would love that to be the case, because then there'd be
it's not
more.
the case.
Yeah, and then there would be more guilty Murdaughs. More guilty Murdaughs. Let's make them all guilty of something. Guilty. Right? And Buster has nothing to do with that death. Neither does Paul. There's nothing to tie them to that at all. Right?
Nothing.
And
I haven't investigated this. There's nothing.
Yeah, and what's it been? 9 years more?
2015.
So stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This is so stupid. And what I find really curious about the people that go after the Murdaugh cheerleaders, as you've been coined, for example, or maybe even me, have been coined like Murdaugh cheerleaders, is why? Why do you not want a retrial for Murdaugh? I think secretly they would like a retrial for Murdaugh, because that creates more content.
Oh, for them, absolutely. I mean, for them, that's another $15 a month.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
I don't get it. So it creates more content at the moment to hate on the people who are saying that he didn't get a fair trial. So that's great, because that's hating, and people love to hate.
I don't know why.
Like I said,
it's really hard to hate somebody. It really is. I mean, unless you're just an evil person, it's hard to hate somebody.
No. Sorry, you.
It's for me.
Unfortunately, from a Cask, I hate to tell you this, but there's a whole currency of hate out there on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, I'm well aware.
There's a giant currency over there. So no, you're wrong on that. Hello, Grey Hughes. Good lol is an obnoxious ass. Who's good lol? Don't know who you're talking about. And yeah, I'm sure you're Grey Hughes. Anyway, these people, they know that the hating thing makes money, right? So whilst temporarily the Murdaugh story dies down, let's hate on JP Smith. Let's do that. Yeah? So here's someone we can hate. Let's do some hating on that person. Now, I'm not saying that he's a likable person, but there's a good person we can hate on for a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do some.
Listen,
let's do some
and even as evil and as a piece of trash that this J.J. Sosa is, J.J. Sosa gets arrested. That person deserves their Sixth Amendment rights. As much as I can't stand that person, they deserve their Sixth Amendment right. I'm not a fan of Alex Murdaugh, but he deserves his Sixth Amendment right. And according to Myra Crosby, sitting juror for 6 weeks doing her civic duty, all she did was get doxxed and made fun of. But she sat there and she listened diligently. Judge Newman said she was a great juror. And she says he didn't get one. She feels that she was severely tampered with by one Becky Hill, allegedly, for crimes against her, to have her removed, in her mind, not rightly so. She was wrongly kicked off the trial. So just read her story. If you think it's bullshit, then go, you know what? This is bullshit. Throw it down and move on with your life. If you don't like watching NBC, turn the channel, and then you don't have to watch it. If you don't like me, don't come to my TikTok. Don't come to my YouTube channel or Facebook page. If you don't like me, don't do that. But all you're doing is making yourself look really bad. Because I will tell you, and I'm trying to find it where it is. I couldn't do it. But I will tell you how predictable these low-life people are that come after Myra. She wrote this in her book. It's in her book. They will come after me. And that says more about them as a person than it ever will me. And she's right. The book didn't even come out. And attorneys, officers of the court who are sworn to a different kind of castations that people can say about one another were out there bad-mouthing her, saying
That's right.
ridiculous lies, trying to say that, oh, this is the truth, and here's a YouTube video. Go look for yourself, but only give you half the information. Those people know what they were doing. What you're doing is wrong. This is McCarthyism from the 1950s, and have you no more decency? Do you have no decency left in your soul that you have to pick on a poor woman who all she's trying to do is tell the truth? You're no different than that piece of shit. That's what you are. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the hate because it affects me, it affects her, it affects everybody. Now, this is not the type of person I am, but you push me to a point and I go over the top. And I'm sure they're all sitting back at their little computers, making them look at him go. That's what they're doing. Well, listen, I don't really care. Go fuck yourself. But what my point is that you're an awful human being for doing that to people. The Good Old Boy Network of Alex Murdaugh is now the Good Old Girl Network with trolls who go out and attack people. That's who we are. You are now Alex Murdaugh. They want to say, I'm Alex Murdaugh. I am far, far from Alex Murdaugh. I don't go attack people. You do. That's what he does. That's where these podcasters were afraid of Alex Murdaugh and the Murdaugh machine. Well, you are now the Murdaugh machine. So carry it. Carry it. You should carry it and be proud of it because that's what you are. You're the new Murdaugh machine. But you're females out run around trolling everybody.
Seems that
Sorry
way.
about that. Sorry about that.
No, man, look, you know why you both are doing the right thing. Ignore the haters, they don't matter. Look, we wanted to ignore them, and Chan, and good to have you here. When I saw the thing happen the other day, I messaged Crime and Cask immediately, and I was like, I'm really sorry this is happening, mate. If you want to talk about it, come talk about it. If not, that's cool. And you know what he said? He looked at it and he went, nah, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm sick of this.
I'll hit this head on. Like I said, show me a document. Come out of the dark. Tell me your name. Show me a police report. Show me anything that doesn't come from some website that's a bait and click. That's your evidence? Your evidence is some guy who has 100 followers on TikTok, on X, who are all fake, who won't come out and show their real name. You won't come out of your AI voice and get in front of a camera and tell us who you really are. And you want people to believe you? Okay. I'm out here. I'm telling you who I am. You tell me who you are.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you guys all know how I feel about cancel culture. You know how I feel about people being targeted personally over a disagreement to do with a topic, right? Why go after someone personally because you don't agree with something that they said or the way that they feel about a topic? A topic is not a person, right? Why go after somebody personally? Why go and rip apart their background, their way of living, everything to do with themselves? Why try and discredit them as a person? Because
just turn the channel. Turn the channel.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go and find out who these people are and dox them and find out where they live and all the terrible things they've ever done in their lives, because I'm sure they're not spotless. I'm sure these people aren't saints, that they've never done anything wrong. And as I said in the Steve Gordney stream, like one of my favorite Bible quotes is, he who's never done wrong, cast the first stone. He's without sin, cast the first stone.
Yeah, well, speaking of Bible verses,
Yeah.
she's got one here, John 8:32. It's the last page 230. John 8:32. Then you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. That's her book.
Yeah. All right. That's probably enough for today. Enough anger. Enough worrying about them.
You got all my cancer cells in a flurry.
I reckon there's some cancer cells that are flowering in chat. I tell you what, there's some people who are just turning up and unwelcome. So probably enough of that. I'm going to have to do some blocking. Never mind. Mari, it's always good to have you here. I can't keep up with your chats, but I think it would be awesome if you and Crime and Cask could have a chat over email or something. You would have so much to talk about, you guys.
Yeah, feel free to give him my email address.
Yeah, I should actually, because she is so much fun to talk to. She's a wealth of knowledge, absolutely. All right, guys, that's enough for now. I can't wait to see you and Myra. Maybe Friday?
Yes.
Maybe Friday.
No, she can't do it this Friday. She's got an appointment that she has to make. So we're looking at next week. We were going to go on that Critical K as well on Facebook. That's postponed to next week too. So let's do it next week. She's had a busy week of interviews, and
I bet she has.
she's just tired.
I bet she has, but you need to tell her that the illustrator of her book,
Yes,
over here, wants to talk to her.
as I told you, you are the first and
Not
only.
supposed to be first.
Well, first YouTuber, right? That's what I said.
Yeah.
First on YouTube. Yeah.
I was supposed to be first. Okay, all right, fine. All right. Okay, so give her my love and tell her that we're all supporting her, and it's all friendly here. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much, and all the best to you, and congratulations once again on your book. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Please don't let this cloud the awesome achievement of having a bestseller right now, and it's for good. It's for justice. It's for justice, everybody.
Yeah.
It is for justice. All right, time for the song. Ready for the song.
By the way, I love that song. I was kind of jamming to it and backstage. I was like,
hey. Oh, no, that's the other song. This is my Hello Rock. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie.
Ooh.
She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. Her co-host is Donnie and she dances sometimes. The words
Is this about you?
It's alarming because she's an 803. To the attention.